eventually will result in an economic slowdown. So I'm afraid that the bears on this one have a pretty strong argument that concerns me a lot.
You avoid taxation or any sort of, government rules about kidnapping fees or things.
Until we get there, which we're absolutely not.
Greetings and welcome back to Cardano Coin, where you can find the most latest and fascinating ADA news. You may enter to win 1,000 ADA by viewing the entire video, upvoting, subscribing, and leaving a comment that says Cardano is king. The winners will be chosen the following month and announced on the channel's community page. You'll have to see it for yourself to believe it, since I find a really fascinating long-term Cardano prognosis to be ludicrous. Let's go see now. Today, we're going to do some talk. However, let's start with this piece, which offers an 8-year forecast for $6 on Cardano. This is just absurd. Let's examine the paper, though, and see what the information is in actuality. The value of ADA will reach 63 cents by the end of 2022 and 293 by the end of 2025, according to an international poll of cryptocurrency specialists. Find our top comparison website regularly polls industry professionals to get their predictions for how different cryptocurrencies will fare over the coming 10 years. 53 industry experts were surveyed in July 2022 to get their opinions on how much Cardano will cost between now and 2030. In case you were wondering, these fintech experts estimate that it would take 8 years for ADA to reach $6.54. The panel had estimated ADA would end 2022 at $2.79 in value, which is now closer to their current prediction for 2025 than before the market crash in January. The prognosis of $6.54 for 2030 is extremely cautious and is unquestionably more cautious than the prediction of $58.04. They had made a prediction for January 2022. There are a few inquiries here. First off, who are the members of the expert panel? I'm not saying you can't alter your forecasts. In fact, you should. But it is a significant change. We move from $2.79 for the remainder of the year to only 63. Then, if you look 8 years into the future, you predict that it will take to return to $6. In contrast, you predicted that we would reach a high of $58 just 6 months prior. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not a very good long-term forecaster. But it seems like a significant shift in opinion, so I have to wonder what has occurred since January to cause these experts to revise their forecast so sharply. Who can predict what will occur in the future? The basics and what that project is capable of have risen, not lessened, as of right now, if I merely go back over the previous 6 months of Cardano. Charles has my full support, especially when he says, "Who cares about pricing right now? We're producing a wonderful product." And I have no doubt that in the coming few years, the price will match that excellent goods here. Having stated that, let's quickly move on to the charts. We won't discuss the following 8 years either. You guys have heard us talk about a hedge before, so let's simply talk about the upcoming months. You should go get them right away because this is the ideal time to be getting paid in cryptocurrency, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Litecoin, or anything else. You want to get paid in it because it will ultimately result in gains over the long term. They are one of my absolute favorite sponsors we have here at the Crypto Jeb team. Not only do they keep the lights on, but they are also just a phenomenal company. That's how the entire game works. So go ahead and save yourself some exchange costs by receiving at least a portion of your hard-earned income in cryptocurrency now. Simply click the link to check out what hedging has to offer if you're not ready to take the plunge and be paid in cryptocurrency mixer. Regardless of when you ultimately decide you want to benefit from it. I can assure you that doing this will alter your DCA approach permanently and help you avoid paying exchange costs. Visit the page and learn more about hedging now. I explained how we were at the absolute bottom of this collapsing wedge in a little video we did last Friday on Cardinal's price activity. Indeed, some wish to refer to it as a falling triangle. However, while I was analyzing these daily closing, I did believe that the market movement and the looming hard court news were positioning us in a falling wedge that would eventually break in favor of the bulls. I was accurate, we ended up breaking to the upside. Sure enough, here a few days later, we have broken bullish off of this falling level of resistance. But let's look at where it's going. You'll also see that I still have this line here at 80 cents, which is a forecast that could be made for Cardano if you went back and watched the video from last Friday. I don't believe that this forecast will come true in the next week or two, though. However, I believe that over the following few months, particularly with the release of the Vassal hardware and the possibility for Cardano to poach further expertise and teams from other cryptos, we might very realistically see this price occur. But how do we get at our 80-cent price projection, in case you missed last Friday's video? Well, if you were to take the starting length of a falling wedge in technical analysis, it would be coming all the way back up here to this top on May 4th and dropping down to the level that we closed out here a few short days later. And when you project this price to the breakout, it is what gives us our estimate of Cardano's price at 80 cents. Over the next months, listen. Now, it may be sufficient for some of you. But let's look at what we could potentially need to watch out for over the coming several weeks. When I look at the RSI, the first level of resistance that stands out to me is when we were at this place on June 8th. I have to go ahead and set a flat level of resistance here. How come? Since you are presently viewing the price hike shown here on the RSI daily chart, we are currently trading at or just slightly over that level. Now, you haven't completed this brief rally yet. And I believe we still have a few days or maybe weeks left. However, if the price is unable to move above this level, which is currently at 64 cents, and is ultimately rejected at that level or below that level, I am confident that the RSI will continue to rise and that we will eventually form our bearish RSI divergence. This suggests that the RSI will likely continue to move to the upside. When I raise my VPVR, these level peaks that are flat or even declining offer us a divergence and would be a refusal for Cardano to move back down. Because you'll see, we're going to cover some volume. This really kind of argues the exact same argument of around 64 cents. And we may possibly even look in the 55 cent to 58 cent range. There isn't a whole lot of volume separating us from that 80 cent projection, so if we can get through it, this is the last line of defense. But I do believe that at those levels, bears might potentially mount a very strong resistance. And when we look at this volume profile, that is what you can observe. Lux Auto will be the final topic I examine in today's Cardano video. Some of you may be asking, Tim, why are we looking at Lux as you read this? Right now, we still have a lot of red candles, and the sell signal is still active. You'll also see that our stop loss is well up here on 83 cents while our take profit came all the way down here around 27 cents. Well, the reason I brought up Lux Argo is that we are about to do something that we haven't done since we first arrived here on June 10th. Additionally, it is returning above this trend catcher. Yes, this red line in this exact location is our trend catcher, under which we have been trading for the last month. But keep an eye out as we start to ascend over this trend catcher. I anticipate seeing a buy signal for Cardano over the next several days. This phrase, which we have seen on Bitcoin, is a purchase signal. It is represented by Ethereum riding a bicycle, and if you look up a few more charts, you'll notice that altcoins are beginning to flash and sell singles. Even though a few weeks ago Cardano appeared to be the leader in the whole crypto field, not only rising the most, but also failing to create completely new bottoms like Bitcoin and Ethereum did, Cardano may be one of the final ones, so be on the lookout. With news of the Basel hard fork becoming closer by the day, it's about time Cardano began to rise once more. Watch these candles become green over the course of the next few days, as well as this trend catcher, to see whether we receive a buy signal here on the daily chart. And after that, I'll be curious to know where Lux Algo would place our take profit. Keep checking back because we'll be adding more stuff that updates on what's occurring there. Having said that, I'm curious to hear your opinions on these figures. Please let me know what you think about the 8-year projection, whether you think it is horrifying or you believe it to be highly probable. And do share your thoughts on my 80-cent forecast for the near future. I'm aware that some of you are the biggest Cardano supporters on the planet. And some of you despise the project to the hilt. I'm not here to attempt to steer you towards certain purchases or away from others. I'll share my thoughts with you, but I want you to do your own research before making a choice. And I hope that we can contribute in some way. But having said that, this is the only content I have for you in this video. I'd want to commend you. You want to approve of us. Be careful to carry that out. And if you aren't already subscribed, you might want to click the subscribe button. You may also leave a comment below with your thoughts if you truly want to get more additional points. All we have is that. I'll see you later.